To Twitch. Data to Twitch. Data to Twitch. Data. That's great. Okay, streamers live. Greetings, Sapient Beings. Welcome. Another stream. There's a lot going on. Starting off with, like, I haven't any time to eat. So I have like some little bit of curry up here. Keep my tummy full or something like that. Full enough, I would say.
Come here.
And the other thing is, like, second topic, like, what are we going to do today? Today we're going, like, through all the wings to see how far we can get. One of the reasons is because we are missing all PM and stuff. I'm currently playing Berserker. On the Berserker. We need it for red and stuff. If I remember correctly, we currently have heal skirt. Like something you don't see every day. Right. Has been going on a lot, specifically in the EU. You might have heard it, maybe not, but some big stuff is happening. They basically got through the Article 13. They call it Article 17. Quite a big thing. It's also very complicated, and I don't really know what it means. Like, it's really strange, complicated. One of the biggest things is, like, one of the biggest things is, like, there's a huge concern for YouTube. But I can say, like, don't worry too much YouTube, that's not the issue. A bigger problem is going to be not YouTube, but Twitch or streaming in general. Because, like, the thing is, well, let's go back a little bit. What is Article 13? Article 13 is another law that the EU passed. It does not actually exist yet. It's just like, since it has passed, the countries of the EU have to implement. That's the thing there. And so there's always a little bit kept open over so that the countries or the government of the countries can decide for how they are going to implement stuff. So that's one thing. So it really depends on what are the countries going to do. But overall, it doesn't sound too good. So yeah, what does it do? Basically, it makes companies or websites or website owners prevent certain content to be uploaded, especially like websites like Blogger, for example, Twitch, YouTube, and all these kind of things now have to add some kind of prevention so that users can't upload illegal stuff or copyrighted stuff without the respective rights. Okay. And so, what does that mean? That basically means like, it doesn't really matter how they do it, but technically the best option currently would be to be like, we're gonna implement upload filter. Or maybe it was even specified, I don't know right now. But yeah. So there's gonna be an upload filter, which is like, yeah, okay. So the idea is to protect the people who created the content
What would bandits want with a pack squad?
against people who just upload stuff. And I don't know. Yeah. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be really big. And it's also a little bit unfair for like smaller websites and smaller companies, because they now need to implement a upload filter, which technically is not a problem because it's like everyone needs to do it, right? But the thing is, like, Google already has a content ID system on YouTube. They don't need to change much there. They just need to change it to once the video is uploaded, do your content ID stuff. And instead of making a copyright infringement thingy or a copyright claim, which is like the best thing you can do, instead it's like prevented from being uploaded. So it is a win for Google, but Google does know something, and I know, and they didn't want this door to get through, and I can actually understand why. Because if you think about it, the current system of YouTube is that people upload videos, and these videos get advertisements. It doesn't matter if they are monetized. It doesn't matter if it's yours, it doesn't matter if it's claimed by someone, YouTube will still get the stuff. Was bad. And so by doing this upload filter, there will be less videos on YouTube. A lot of videos that would potentially get them money can't be uploaded to copyright. And so, yeah. And so, I think that's the reason why Google was against the Article 13 thing. What's your opinion about Article 13? Great, right? There, where was I? Okay, so basically it's not an issue for Google for implementing it. It's just like a loss for them money-wise. It's also a loss for a lot of companies who want to earn money with the advertisements. Because, like I explained a little bit earlier, due to the upload filter there will be less content uploaded. And less content means less advertisement, less viewers, less cash. Less cash for Google, less cash for the advertisers, less cash for the YouTubers themselves. And there's another big thing, because like, due to Google actually having this content ID system and being able to easily change this to an upload filter, other companies can't do that. So, as I already heard from, which is a good point, as I already heard from the game theorists, like, this is a big issue. Now Google has like a monopoly in
They're confused.
content filter systems. I
What
mean,
is that?
possibly other companies do have something too, but I don't think it's as advanced. And even more funny is if the EU is like, no, your content ID system does not work as an upload filter, if you use it as an upload filter, then that's gonna be a huge issue. Because if Google can do it, I don't think there's another company that can do it, actually. This Article 13 thing is like really, really, really screwed up. And the EU doesn't do what they want to do. Technically. I don't know. And the biggest problem about the article is like, what about streamers? You know?
There's a chill in the air.
Because like, if you think,
Something's not right.
an upload filter. How do you apply an upload filter to something that is going live? That is like, working live or whatever? Like, it's... I don't know, that's really complicated. Like, would you just be like, yo, stream shut down? That would be mean and terrible. I don't know how Twitch is going to implement it. No idea about that. Currently how Twitch is doing it, like, whatever happens live, can't do anything about that. But once it's like stored on the Twitch platform as a reviewable, or whatever you want to call it, that's when they actually like remove music or maybe remove the video itself or whatever. And I don't remember anyone actually saying how Article 13 works with that. So potentially it could really kill like a lot of streamers. Or Twitch generally. Also, the nice thing is, like, someone mentioned, what about Wikipedia? Like, that's a good question. What about them? I have all this content on there that's partially, like, from some people. How do we prevent other people from posting? I guess with a login system. I mean, they have it technically, they just need to, like, enforce it, I guess. And even review the system. I think Wikipedia isn't so bad. Oh, interesting. I've also heard some people be like, ah, but I'm streaming or I'm doing YouTube from with Guild Wars 2 content. I can't do that afterwards, right? Well, of course, probably you can. Like, ArenaNet knows that if someone streams or like makes videos of the game, it actually brings in money. And they even have the ArenaNet partner program, so like if you're a partner, I don't think you have anything to worry about. And if not, I don't think you have anything to worry about either. Like, you're pretty safe, I guess, because I don't think ArenaNet is going to like go around and be like, nope, you're infringing the copyright of our game. I don't think they're going to do that.
Watch your step.
That's safe. Also, an interesting point was that someone made was like, what if you use the Guild Wars 2 API and...
Nice gear.
Okay, done. What if you use the Guild Wars 2 API and you use like these icons that you can get, like the class icons, for example? What happens then? Like, do you need to worry about your program that uses them? And the thing is, it's from the company, it's from ArenaNet themselves, so... Second of all, they develop the API, so they probably want you to use it. Or at least, are quite open about it. Boop. And... yeah. And even if it's like the story about the one who designed those icons gets kicked out of a company, you probably can't do anything, because when you go into contract with a company, usually you have to, there's like a statement exactly about that basically says like anything you develop at least partially belongs to the company, right? And so I don't think there's any worry about using the API. Like I am currently. I'm currently using the API actually. And it's now, from what I heard, it's now 2 years and there's hardly anything that we can do against it anymore at this point. So there's 2 years until the countries implement the final law. So yeah. Since I'm currently studying in Germany, it's going to be a little bit tough for me, but once I'm done with studying, I might consider actually moving away. Because, like, the internet does mean a lot to me. I also enjoyed making content. So, it would be quite disappointing. But it's really frustrating looking at everything, like how the world is changing and how everything goes into this direction of everything is copyrighted and you can't do anything and without asking for permission from 100, 200, 300 people or the rest of the world or whatever. And then there's also the story about people being like way too easily offended, or like thinking they have the right that if they are offended to like or make other people pay for it or something in this direction. Thanks. Yikes. That's close. That's really close. And the biggest problem about Article 13 is probably that the people don't really have much of an idea of what the internet or how the internet works. And it's also really frustrating that like Germany doesn't have a fair use thing. It's really disappointing. I want it. God dang it. Oh well. I guess enough about that political topic. But if you want to hear more about it, or have some questions. I mean, I didn't go too deep into it. I just like saw a few videos from lawyers, what they think about it and stuff, kind of stuff. I need to. A little bit of this. Over. Nice, backtracking. Okay. So yeah. Shouldn't the X come soon? X should come soon, right? Or is it later? Seems to be later. Okay. For this phase, I guess. Goodness. So, another topic. That was to update. There's some really interesting things standing in the patch notes, to be honest. For example, there was a change that Scrapper. He has this skill that basically makes you like protects your group from getting damage and instead puts the damage on or part of it on himself. It also gives himself barrier. So they changed a little bit about that. First of all, they reduced the First of all, they reduced the barrier that the engineer or the scrapper gets. Like, not too bad actually. I was playing against scrappers, it did feel a little bit OP. Maybe not much, maybe too much, I don't know, but it did feel a little bit, I don't know. I think that is maybe a good change, I don't know. I need to test it, I guess, or like see it. Okay, second round of X. Oh, someone got hit. So, yeah, and the other thing they changed about this is that there was a bug before, which is like really interesting. Basically what happens is... Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Oh, that was effing close. Oh my god. So, basically this damage reduction from damage reduction now works on now does not work on inanimate objects anymore. And it's like when I read it, I was like, what? Inanimate objects? What are you talking about? And then immediately a few options went through the back of my head. What could these inanimate objects be? Like, could it have been like turrets? Technically, minions, but they are not really inanimate. There is not really many options there. But like, if you're thinking like world versus world, maybe like it worked on walls, actually reducing the damage that the catapults and trebuchets do on the walls by using like your skill on that, or like reducing the damage of the doors, which or the gates, basically, which is like, oh my god, if that would have actually been possible. That's just like so weird and also fun, but totally OP probably. Oh my god, imagine like having 50 scrappers which just are behind the wall and they all activate the damage reduction thingy, and the wall doesn't take any damage anymore, instead the engineers get all the damage. Oh my god, that would be so stupid. Yeah, good thing they fixed it, I guess. Yeah, nice changes. What else did I read that I found quite amusing? Rip. Because I need to check the post again. So they implemented this unidentified gear that I like, yeah, pieces of rare unidentified gear, and don't have anything else lying around. Actually got a precursor yesterday, which was like, wait, what? That was the second one I got overall. First one was in Tangled Depths, doing the daily skill point challenge thingies. I got Rage there, like a precursor for underwater weapon. Yesterday in World vs. World I got the Tooth of Frostfang, like the legendary X. So that's really nice. But anyways, they changed the system of these unidentified gear. So you basically, instead of getting like these level 80 drops, green, blue and yellow and whatever, you instead get like this unidentified gear instead. I looked at it a little bit and did some tests on it, on what exactly and how exactly. So what I tested is, first of all, generally having a look at what drops and what does not drop. So overall, they did say that there was a change, that it... was it? Oh yeah, there are like these unique drops from certain areas. They still drop as unique drops instead of unidentified gear. The other thing is that usually the Magic Find would work on these. They've changed that now. Magic Find does no longer work on these, but they still give higher items. There's like a fixed value. Like, it may not be correct, but technically it's in the concept of like 10% more, 10% chance to get like a better drop or something like that out of unidentified gear, instead of Magic Find affecting it. So yeah, and I did a little bit of testing. I like opened a few on low level characters and everything and looked at what drops in World vs. World. So basically one thing I found out, World vs. World, usually you have like tons of gear and equipment drops. So this change actually sounds really awesome, but I've noticed that you do get a lot of items that are below level 80. And if an item is below level 80, then it does not get replaced by the other one. So that's like a huge nah from myself, I guess. They like that. Because like I was like, yay, I have less loot now in World vs. World. That's gonna be awesome. But in the end, it's like still get a lot of loot that I have to salvage. Thanks for that, ArenaNet. So yeah, it's like level 76 items, level 78, level 79, and anything above 76 I guess is props. So that's really interesting. Second thing I tested is like, what do you get out if you identify the gear on a low level character? And yeah, it's level 80 gear. Without any exception, it's like literally level 80 gear. So, Ray? Because the question is like, you have these characters, or some people have these low level characters that they open packs with and stuff to try to get the low level mats out. You can still do it. Opening a baggie or pouch or whatever else is where there are like tons of things that are called baggie or something like that. So you can still go on and open these on a low level character and you will get low level equip. You open it on a high level character, you will get the unidentified gear. So nothing really changed technically. So yeah. Then another thing that I don't have enough time is like, when do you want to salvage them instead of identifying them? It's like something I'm not certain about. It really depends. Like if you can get legendary, not legendary, exotics out of them, and I guess it does make sense to identify them, right? But what's the advantage of salvaging them? Still don't know about that. And another thing that I would love to see would be to actually specify a system on whether or not you want to salvage a certain, like if you want to salvage them, these stacks of unidentified gear, instead of salvaging the other items, or some kind of priority basically. But I can say like, I don't want to salvage the unidentified gear. I know people like put it into hidden chest, hidden back in the inventory, so it's not an option to get salvaged. I guess that's one way to view it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. I would love to have a priority for it. Hey! So another topic is actually Super Adventure Box is coming back, which is really great, because I don't know about other people, but I freaking love the Super Adventure Box. Like one of the most awesome contents in the game, in my opinion. And it doesn't really destroy anything. What the heck? Can I like make him go back if I like stand here? Gonna try to get him back into the middle. So oh, that pull. Oh, dangerous. Okay, he's dead. Good. So yeah, I'm probably going to stream the Super Adventure Box. I don't know how much I'm going to stream of it. I am probably going to make a speed run, because I've like uploaded a speed run on my YouTube channel last year. So that's what I'm probably going to do. It's also going to be really interesting on whether or not I got like better or if I got like worse or whatever. That's gonna be interesting. Especially like CM. Like, what is it called? Tribute, Turbulent mode, I think it's called. It also reminds me to the other change in the patch notes that we changed, which is like really awesome. So, I've actually changed something about the Super Adventure Box, multiple things to be honest. Okay. So, what we changed is in the super easy mode. I don't know what it's called right now. They changed the amount of arrows that point into the way where you need to go.
All right, people. Listen up.
I don't know if you've done
There's
this
more to this situation
super
than we
easy
thought.
mode or whatever
These
it's called,
bandits were protecting
but
something
it's like
and we
really
need to
ridiculous.
find
You
out
have like
what.
these clouds that give you rainbow
We need to
paths
free these prisoners
that
and
pretty
then
much
find
skip
out where the squad
everything jumping in the later levels. And you also have like all these arrows that point into the direction where you need to go, like ton of them. And so they actually patched it. They reduced the number of arrows pointing away. So it's basically, and I was like funnily joking about it. Oh no, they made it much harder now. How are people supposed to find the way through it? It's really funny. But I mean, technically, it is actually made harder that way. So, yeah. Yeah, they also changed the weapons, the assassin weapons. Like, supposedly, you can buy them at the merchant now easily.
The missing squad leader is somewhere inside.
I have to look into it
Whatever
if
else
it's
the
actually
bandits are guarding. Keep
that
your
good.
eyes open for anything that might lead us in the right
But
direction.
we'll see about that. Comes tomorrow, so get ready for it. I guess technically I could even like jump with other people through it on a Friday maybe or something like that. I also have like a bunch of people, or I know a bunch of people that actually want me to carry them through or something like that. That's also really funny. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I wonder if I know all the shortcuts still. Because there are like some really cool shortcuts here and there and everywhere. That's gonna be awesome. Yeah. There were also some other changes in the patch notes, like the Warclaw mount was changed. It doesn't have bleeding on its first skill, which is like, I can understand why they did that. Like if you imagine a whole circ of 50 people jumping on a person, or maybe jumping on a lord, you have like, I don't remember how much it was, either 3 or 4 stacks of bleeding per person, or per engage. So if you have like 50 people using mount engage, it's like 50 times 3 or 50 times 4 stacks of bleeding. That's like 150 to 200 stacks bleeding. It is what causes this little symbol, bleeding symbol with an exclamation mark in it. Which is like, I don't want that on me as a person in World vs. World. That would hurt a little bit. You would probably die in a few seconds. Be honest. So yeah. I think that is a good change. Also, something that's really interesting is there's this hidden achievement called Perfect Fit, where you have like 5 different areas. I think it was with cities, races. There are like hidden boxes where you have to jump in with you. Oh, sorry for spoiler, by the way. But I'm not the first one who spoiled it. So Arena actually posted in the patch notes that they fixed the hidden achievement. That like totally defeats the purpose of a hidden achievement. Posted in your patch notes, but you do you. Already lost one person, oh my god. Wow. 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 The one person died and called GG, and then another person GG'd.
Feet.
It's like, I don't know. There's a reason why you have a hierarchy in squads. Or democracy, I guess. Democracy is also a good option. But you should at least vote or something. Nope, I didn't hit it, but it looked pretty good. A little bit annoying with the banners. Technically. Still safe. More seconds. This is annoying. I changed the spirits, I read that. And it didn't sound too bad, actually. It was like, back then, when the change were made and we were raiding, it was like... a lot of stuff happening, going on. Oh. So, yeah, we had a lot of issues because of buff up times. We didn't have good buff up times, like the missing protection from the spirits and everything. And the thing that changed in the patch now. Oh, the condies. So what they changed is that if the spirits live a certain while, I don't remember how long, I think 5 seconds? They live 5 seconds, then you actually get like the old skills back. Which is, I think, pretty nice. Not 100% certain about it. I don't know how the spirits work or whatever. Because I haven't played Ranger in a long while. I mean, you should not play it in World vs. World when you're zerging or when you enjoy zerging. And like, we do have a healer already in the group for some reason. Epidemic. I'm gonna try to like shoot in this direction. Oh, don't hit me! Oh. I've been playing Scrap and PvP in the past, I don't know how long, and I actually switched back to Holo as it was needed for an tournament. I don't really do many tournaments because I don't know many people who would like do that and are like mildly decent enough, I guess, to actually have a chance to get through the first phase. Gonna have a CC phase soon. Have I only thrown one banner? That's weird. Okay. Let's see. %. Looks like a kill, potentially. Peace. Where are my banners? There they are. Okay. Idiot. I don't really like the changes they made. There was also a quality of life change somewhere in the patch now. I don't remember what it was. Hey, stash. the mounting is something that changed, yeah. You don't have this jump off the mounts. I don't know if it's for every mount. I know it's working for the cat, but it didn't take long until you would like realize that there's like this kind of like issue with it. Because what I noticed is if you unmount of your mount and you like press the key for it multiple times, it might happen that you accidentally instantly mount on again, which is like not that big of a deal, but if you want to unmount, then it might be quite infuriating, I guess. That's, I don't know, could like place in a delay. Like they put on the engineer Holdersmith form, they put like a 1 second delay. But then again playing the Holosmith, I noticed that this 1 second delay is already way too much, to be honest. Because like you have a story where at 70%, I think, you get into this, I guess, special kind of Holosmith form, I don't know, but it puts your Photon Forge on another 1 second cooldown. And if you produce too much energy, especially in PvP, you might overheat before you can deactivate it, which is like, yeah, why ArenaNet, why? It's really infuriating. It's so annoying. It happened like at least 10 times or so to me. Just like not many, but I just recently noticed it. I guess that could be the reason why I overheat so often, because I don't realize this 1 second cooldown that's there. So freaking annoying. Are you ready? Well... oh my god. Do I need to go down? I think I need to go down. I think I don't need to go down. I'm confused.
Running out of endurance.
Why not? It's funny how we change the... Oh no, we don't change this, okay. I was like, it's funny how we change the way we do it every few weeks, but okay.
Just getting started.
Don't have many damage dealers up there.
Attack my target.
Here you go. Burn. It's funny how Guild Wars 1 had elemental damage, but Guild Wars 2 doesn't. As well as Guild Wars 1 had like a really interesting armor system actually. I don't even know how they did it. It's like really advanced for the time. Like basically how the Guild Wars 1 system worked is if you hit on the shoulder and it takes the armor you have at the shoulder. You hit at the body and it takes the armor you have on the body to reduce the damage. And so that's like pretty advanced for a game from 2006 or something? Like that's really crazy to have such a system for such an old game. It's also amazing that they didn't use that system for Guild Wars 2. I guess because everyone did it this way. Where armor just accumulates. It is like really stupid of a system coming to think about it. But it's probably also the reason why it works. Guess it's also the reason why it works that you can have like hardly any armor and still have a high armor value. Because like all the defense is put into such a little point. And it just comes from a war body. It's amazing. It's just beautiful, honestly. That's really nice.
Now we can fight for real.
Right. One down.
Easy does it. Go ahead. Hit me. Gaining adrenaline. I don't have enough energy. Refreshing. No.
Enemy coming from the north.
Go ahead. Hit me. Eat my dust.
I think I forgot something about the cage.
Let's finish this. You can't stop me.
Attack my target. More coming from the east.
Strong. Overheat imminent.
This is going to work. That's like really awesome. I remember, if you've seen like anyone playing Guitar Hero or any rhythm game, usually what people do at the very beginning of the game is like put in so many fails that they are like so close to failing the whole song and then play everything perfect. It's like really awesome that way. Really funny. I always enjoy that. Like I did it myself at some point.
How'd that be?
If it didn't work too good. We have cooldown.
There's no one. Nice. Very nice.
Also still alive, crazy.
Excellent time.
Eat my dust. I'll destroy you all. Your seams are showing. Let's finish this. Need healing.
Everyone gave up. Oops. There you go. There was a sort of funny video in the past, a few days ago. I thought it was recommended to me. I don't know why. It's really awesome, actually. It was about Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, and basically what happened is that there was this person that they were in a bar, and like there's a person who was like talking to Harry, was the mother of Ron. God dang it. I haven't seen Harry Potter in so long, I hardly remember that much of it anymore. Like the specifics. Oh, nice. So yeah, she said Harry wanted to meet Dumbledore, and so he was like this bar. They were like, Dumbledore will be there in a bit, soon. And so he waited there, and then Gandalf from Lord of the Rings came into the bar because he was like searching for Frodo. And so they basically met there, and it was this ongoing misunderstanding between
Refreshing.
Gandalf and the Harry Potter people. It's like really amazing because they are like describing different characters in both of the movies, and the descriptions
Now we can fight
match
for real.
pretty well on characters from both movies, hence why the misunderstanding. And I really poked a lot of fun out of that video, and it was just, I really enjoyed it a lot. Oh. No, the one back there shoots in here.
More coming from the east.
Amazing. So, okay, Cage. Okay, Cage. Nicolas Cage. I have to take care of Nicolas Cage. Keep it in mind. It's important.
Can't take any more east.
Usually I don't really look for that. Because most cases Burke dies before like one from outside comes. And it's not an issue then. Like literally we're taking really long for those bosses.
Attack my target.
Eat my dust.
More coming from the east. How'd that be? Excruciating.
Low on endurance.
The snowballs. We didn't have enough damage.
Go ahead.
I didn't have enough damage, so I had to run to the cage to get that.
Refreshing.
Then I wasn't able to get my banners.
To
I
kill.
was like, you're not getting any banners anymore because you were too slow. Like it's just a 5 seconds downtime. It's not that terrible.
Eat my dust. Adrenaline rise.
Coming from the north.
Oh, the Zane jokes are awesome. They are literally insane. Sorry about that.
Good. Go ahead. Hit me. Surround them. Kill them all.
So slow.
I see the
I have slowness on me. Got on key. There you go. Better.
More coming from the east.
Oh, nice pulse.
Just another sacrifice.
God. No, no, no! Dang it. Poor Cage. The poor Nicolas Cage. We need to protect him. Or our bird is invalid. Something like that. Oh, stuck on the...
Eat my dust.
Yeah. Right, stuck on the roots. I don't think that's a thing. Maybe I should be really careful with bombs. Not to throw them too near to the cage, because they can really deal a lot of damage to the cage.
I've beaten you. Adrenaline rising. Urge to kill rising.
Alright, gonna be... Oh, that's beautiful.
My blades burn hot. Almost ready. Now we can fight for real.
It's also funny, someone who doesn't have the trait to see invisible enemies doesn't see the ones, the Sabethas that run through. It's like really funny. Yes. That is close.
Help me, please.
Right.
Nice gear.
Give me all this
Praise
new
Dwayne.
loot.
We would have ended up like the others if you hadn't come. What do you mean? There's more of us.
Okay, so far I really didn't get much of his unidentified stuff.
No one that's
Well,
taken
mostly the
away is
rares, I guess.
concerned.
Makes
Lead the
sense.
path to the outside of the compound. Gather your people and head
Can you
to the
sell
gate
this?
to the east.
Oh, you can.
There's a pack camp
Price
at
is
the
probably
southern
going
entrance.
down.
Now tend to your wounds. Go.
What's that over
Actually,
there?
it does make sense to sell it, right? Like, you can get it literally anywhere. Which means technically, while the price is this high, would actually make sense to sell it, right? That's interesting. I need to ask my guildies.
You're in over your head.
Adrenaline rising. Going. Strong. Urge to kill rising. Almost ready.
I'm gonna go to Wing 2. Nerds!
Unleash.
What's this level?
Go ahead. Hit. I'm ready.
I'm neither here nor there.
Not a problem. Go here. And we go like, how do you do this? There we go. Thanks. For. And then sort the other way around. Well, I guess it's not stuff that comes out. Yeah, that's definitely less than selling these. Okay. Weapons. Also way less.
I shall harvest the souls of the unbelievers.
I guess it doesn't make sense to you. Yeah, I think it really makes sense to sell these. The same thing is like, interesting about. They're already starting. It's funny how Got him! Oh my god. That's just... I don't know about that. That's funny.
Almost there.
Just getting started.
Oh, he wants me. Is he? Yep. This is why I raid with my crew. Can actually depend on them.
Adrenaline rising.
Yeah. Of the people with rebels, reflects do not fail the jump. Because you do not want to reflect his jump.
Gaining adrenaline.
15 stacks of damage. It's painful. The poison hurts so much with 15 stacks, it's terrible.
Ready to unleash.
Why did you die so fast? Well, because it was reflected and he had like 15 stacks of damage. Maybe? Yeah, that's better. Thanks. I didn't reflect this time.
I'm neither here nor there.
Your sacrifice will bring him life.
Your mind will retreat.
Didn't do much to see you on.
He will not be
Oh.
pleased.
Almost there.
Was to be expected.
Gaining adrenaline.
Corrupted. Nope. Nope. There. Whoop. Yo. Oh, there's another one there. Oh, interesting. Yeah, gonna wait for this to be ready. Do that. Maybe. No, no. Oh, dang it. That was a bad position there.
Your sacrifice will bring him life. He will not be pleased.
It worked out. That's good. Route 5 home.
Almost there.
Just getting started.
Oh yeah, I did throw in buff food. Occasionally, so like, I guess maybe. Just maybe.
Your sacrifice will bring him. Yeah.
Oh no 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 no, that's not good. It is painful. Oh yikes. Jupiter. I really need some healing now. Would you be so kind? Already. Well, I was full. I just for a little bit. Way better be getting back a little and
Almost there.
Just getting started.
right. God dang it. So terrible if you get down with a probably over the holosmith because he looks like your whole resource. Ooh. Thanks for luck, I guess. Wow. Takedown, double takedown. Easier said than done. Picking up people is not necessarily the best thing. Or not necessarily the easiest thing to do here. That block was beautiful. Thanks. I don't know where I'm going to move, by the way. If I'm moving out of the EU. If you have a place that you think like is really nice, then maybe. I mean, where's the internet the best? That's like one of the most. Is he bugged? That was weird. Maybe New Zealand. Maybe. I don't know. That sounds like a good place. It also looks like a good place.
That was close.
So I do enjoy like these small villages nature. But I don't know. No diamonds today.
Refreshing.
Oh, that's so small, right? Already in there? Just hope that we're doing the bonus wings tomorrow. Because it would be sad if we don't.
All right, lead the way. What the?
Whew. That's almost a fail there.
Huh. Do you feel that?
Whew. Things that Glenna says here is just like so weird. Do you feel that? Yeah! What the fuck?
Do you see that?
Do you see that? Do you feel that? Do you see that? Whoop. There we go. An A. And a B. Alright. There we go. So, the only thing that I really want to see in Guild Wars 2, or the prime thing I want to see in Guild Wars 2, is that they still keep everything up. One of the most important, I would say. Technically, I have had all these projects what were going on. next to Guild Wars 2, but technically we don't really need to do like a second game or something like that. I guess. Okay, thanks. They do need to work on the Guild Wars 3 at some point. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they do need to do something in the lines of Guild Wars. Because like, they can't keep everything on working or keep up the engine of Guild Wars 2. So they do need to update or upgrade it at some point. That's the... Let's take the banners. So I can be freshly placed. What I do want to see at some point is that
My legs! Oh, what's happening? Assistance!
many people are down. And he's gone. Well, not yet. Not yet. Now. Yeah. So if I would implement the Super Adventure Box as something you can buy in the gem shop to put into your home in E, it would be really awesome. Also a housing system. I mean, we don't need to do something intensive like Wildster had it, even though that would be pretty great. But honestly, something in the lines of the guild hall already would be more than nice. Like, yeah, even if it's just basic, it would be like nice enough, I guess, for the people who want to do housing stuff. But yeah, the current problem with
Over here! On the way!
housing in guild halls is that it's really expensive. I think. I don't know. At least that's like opinion about it.
We need to talk.
Be right there.
They also need to work on the dungeon, to be honest. And maybe implement new dungeons. Like, I know and I understand that I want to focus on Fractal,
Of course we'd have to find a
but
dead body.
Not my fault.
they should use the experience they
we're
got
late
from
to the
Fractals of a Mist
Totally
for
not
the
my fault.
dungeons that they are going to develop at some. Because like, look at the dungeon content and realize what's the issue basically.
Feels different.
So,
That doesn't sound good.
so basically if you like, listen to a lot of people, a lot of the community on what's, wait, what? Oh,
Let's go dig up something interesting.
there's no shovel.
Let's see what we just found.
So yeah, if you like listen or talk to the community, they say that there are a few problems with dungeons.
This one's
First
for
of
you,
all,
17.
they are like totally not balanced. Like there are some dungeons that are totally freaking hard and some dungeons that are totally easy. And yeah, to have a group with a healer or a group with a thief in comparison to not having that is like a huge difference. Second of all, you have these different modes, like you have this explorable mode and story mode. Spoiler alert. There's no difference between one. Honestly. Like they have, the story mode has as much story as the explorable mode, which is like, no, that's not how it works. You did the story path for the story. So you want to do the explorable path for like anything else but story. And so what I would recommend is make the story mode as it is right now, and make the explorable mode as it is in other MMORPGs. If they do that, then that would probably make the dungeons a lot more attractive to especially people from outside of Guild Wars, but I guess. It's like one of those points that is mentioned quite often.
Gaining adrenaline. Go ahead. Hit.
Doing the job of necromancer. I'm sorry. I remember back when we did this for necromancer, so that's partially a reason for it. Let's look into the warrior and the berserker Condi warrior, which is like a weird thing to call it, but hey. And I'm getting better at it. I've been playing for Power Warrior for quite a while, XX stuff. I think you get out of my target, you stupid immobile, invulnerable statue thingy. Chess piece. You piece of a chess! Yeah, that's right. That's what you get. I do 0 damage because of a stupid freaking... Seriously, man, it just catches all my damage that is not AoE. Ridiculous. It ran out.
That looks valuable.
No comment.
That doesn't sound good. I can take this.
Oh my god. How can you do this? That's just... oh my god. The bubble has been caught, by the way. $45. Here is this.
I chose you.
I think I moved around a lot. I didn't have the screen to focus on anymore. It actually got onto my eyes. It's not motion sickness.
Each more hideous than the last.
Something else. Talking about motion sickness. If you haven't saw, if you didn't see it yet, I was interested in actually, like, since I got me a new computer for VR development, game development, I was looking at whether or not you can play Guild Wars 2 in VR. There's all kind of stuff, like I know you can play Guild Wars 2 in 3D apparently, or if I remember correctly at least. And so I looked it up, and I found a video where someone actually did it, and it was like, oh, that's pretty cool actually. I want to try it out, but it's quite complicated on how he did it. That should be one of the projects for you. And make it like VR Ripple. That's like a thing. That would be awesome. Hey, we actually made it. spider poison. Spider venom. I mean,
Now we can fight for real.
does soft CC work on him by now? No, it doesn't. Okay.
Adrenaline rise. Nice. Very nice. Armored up.
I'll destroy you all.
That's
He's taken over.
Oh, don't interrupt me. Thanks.
Strong.
Okay, now he's losing. Help.
Adrenaline rise.
Sorry. God dang it.
Armored up.
I'm getting tired. I went to bed at like 5 a.m., 5 a.m., 4 a.m. past few weeks or so. During the exams, I was like, I'm actually going to bed before midnight or so. Or like earlier than 3 a.m. at least. I put through with it like 2 or 3 weeks. And then like just friends and everything and learning and stuff, and
Refreshing.
it started to get later and later, and then I was back at the old times. Like I am right now. And with all the stuff, like I'm currently doing a lot of studying, learning stuff, math, discrete structures for the retake exam, because I didn't successfully pass the first exam. And so I'm doing like putting a lot of time and effort into that now. Because I really want to pass it, because if I don't, it's going to follow me up to the next semester and the semester afterward and everything. Blah. And the worst is that the only reason why I didn't pass it was because of like some, I don't know how it's called, fluid mistakes or something like that. That's stupid.
That feels good.
100% damage reduction when a player is pinned. It's less than 100% damage reduction. Good.
Refreshing.
Help me. I'm hurt.
How did I survive it?
Anyone help me?
Go ahead. Hit.
You can only dodge one field. It doesn't work to dodge both. I actually managed to do it. Beautiful.
You can't stop me. Gaining adrenaline.
Just a bit of your soul. You won't miss it.
Almost ready. Now we can fight for real.
I was stupid to throw the banners and then take them again. What the heck? Stop slowing! Yikes, man. Oh god, another one was dead.
And that's how amazing
Adrenaline rising. Almost there. Now that's
I
a
do
combo.
anything? No. This is fun.
Go ahead. Hit. Just getting started.
Oh god.
Armored up.
Barely.
Rally to me.
Oh, crap. Gee, can you rescue? No, you can't. And another two. Slash god mode.
pain everywhere.
It's about time, I feel. Strong.
Not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Just getting started.
Last heal. I have no CC right now. 0 CC.
Help me, please.
Through.
Oh god, this is so crazy.
Running out of endurance. You can't.
It's actually exciting.
I'm in trouble. Get me on my feet.
Oh, come on. Always the same stuff. The stupid... I never press the stupid key. How can it always get in caps? Oh. Oh, that's a beautiful insider. I need to send you that. I need to send you that. Oh my god. Or maybe you know it. Where's this game for? I think it's on Game Boy. I think at least I played it on Game Boy. I know it's like on other consoles as well, maybe on Nintendo Entertainment System. There is this game called Paradius. And it's a space shooter, it's a shoot 'em up.
That went better than I expected.
And it's really beautiful. Beautiful.
That feels good.
Temperature normalized.
Refreshing.
And yeah, in previous Varadius game, there's this boss. I don't remember what it is exactly. I think it's like what is it called? What is it called? I have to look it up as well, apparently. I think my English vocabulary is getting too bad. It's not a siren, but it's like fish girl, underwater fish girl thingy. Oh god, what is it called? Like Disney, there's also a Disney cartoon from it. I don't remember right now. I'm gonna look up real quick while I auto attack this guy. Mermaid. Thanks, Doodle. So yeah, there's this mermaid boss that you have to kill. And she does like these really weird sounds. Like typical Japanese sounds. It's just all she does. All this boss, right? All this mermaid boss does is, aside from the mechanics, like from the sounds, laughing and saying "nya." It's just so weird, but also so funny at the same time. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's like there's some games that are really weird emphasis with them, to be honest. So yeah. And so our previous raid lead hosted it, if I remember correctly, who made fun of it and really enjoyed it. And so it's like one of those insiders that we occasionally refer to, not the noun, verb. And yeah, then the question was like, why are you not playing core? Why are you playing Berserk? And I was like, just because of yeah. Just because actual reason why I do this is I don't have build templates. I don't want to install build templates, and it takes too long to switch. That's the actual reason. And our current raid lead what we have was like, hey, can you go like Berserker for Vale Guardian for the Red Good? God, get out of me!
Back on my feet. Thanks to you.
Go ahead. Hit. You can't stop me. Adrenaline rush. Shield us. No.
Oh well. Hooray. If you like shoot 'em ups, probably you don't. Maybe you do. If you like shoot 'em ups, and want to see something really unique that you've like never seen anywhere before, oh, okay. I can recommend to you. What is it called? Mickey Fighters. Mickey Fighters is like basic shoot 'em up side scroll game. You shoot your enemies, and yeah, that's almost everything about it. This is actually another mechanic too. That is like, if you like kill or defeat one of your enemies, you can actually catch them while they are like, I don't know, falling down, and then these pieces of the enemies attached to your player. Then you can take them with you, and they actually shoot for you then as well. Like, really cool. And you get points while you have every of these pieces, and it doesn't matter if like you're hit on these, cause like if you get hit on one of these pieces, they just break off. Quite simply. Yeah, there's also an option to hide all these pieces that you've collected, and you get points for having them out. And so basically you just do your level, defeat bosses, steal enemy parts, and yeah, use them and defeat the bosses and get through levels and everything. It's a really great game, but it's very old. So yeah, it's really cool. Another game that I can recommend that is a shoot 'em up that I found really interesting is like, you know, like in the current year there's all this data science and whatnot. Like it's data science, machine learning, and all that kind of stuff. Like really famous right now, and people love it quite a lot. And so there was a game back in the old days that was called Warning Forever, because a lot of shooting games have this warning sign when the sound when bosses come, like very prominent. And the last one. Oh. Oh well. Oh man.
Go ahead. Hit me. Almost there.
And there we go. Defeat. Oh yeah, what I totally forgot.
Join the others.
So and in this Warning Forever, you basically fight the same boss over and over again, and the boss will actually change his behavior and like cannons and weapons to make him unique against the tactic that you use. And so you always have to think about a different tactic to fight against him, and it's really awesome for the time and date it came out. These are old games, by the way, both of them, but they are still like, they're timeless. They're just games that are timeless. Yeah. 2003, Warning Forever, and Two Mickey Fighters. There.
Notify Xera and await her orders.
Figures we couldn't
Weird.
just walk right in.
I'm fine.
We need
Like,
to
I find a
way
lot
to
of
reach
it,
that
but not.
lever.
Wait. 2000. No, that's not. What is the last words? The game want this, not that one. Yeah, apparently it doesn't have a release date, I don't know. That's stupid. So, yeah. I'm going to think about it. I always forget to switch out some things when I'm switching. Just had this sudden realization. Because last time when we did this, I actually also forgot to switch out some stuff. And it was freaking terrible. It was totally hell to take care of a backwalk. That is stupid. Just perfect Twitch time moments. When you say that was stupid in a different context and actually fail. Wow. Anyways, I think we can do a backwalk now. Ready? Alright!
Protect me. I'm about to try something.
What are you doing?
As I know a few people will like the music that I've been playing for PvP and World vs. World were like Wait, yeah, I don't like that music. Well, it is free to use, like I have permission to use it, that's why the reason I use it. And with Article 13 coming out, I have even more reason to use like music we have rights to. I should get a written permission. Just in case. God. I want a written permission from Guild Wars 2 from Arena as well. I want a written permission that says I can use Guild Wars 2 for my content.
This doesn't look good.
That's what I want. Just in case. Doesn't look. Forgot to switch up.
Proximity mods. You can destroy them safely as long as you don't get too close to the detonator.
Who was that?
Nice. Very nice.
Send in
Make sure someone stays with me. I need protection. How'd that
Keep
be?
them out at all costs.
Excruciating? She seems particularly motivated to keep us out.
Something big is happening
Wow.
inside.
I want to see a character with a name. Brunhilde Wellington. Best name ever. For Chronomancer or for Necromancer with throws like wells. I'm ready. I'm ready. Ready. Yeah, it is.
Object acquired.
There isn't that much. Ripple apparently.
Gaining adrenaline. Almost ready.
Oh well. Could use this skill number 2 too. Some extra condi ripple stuff. Little bit. Here we go. Up and bum. You don't go anywhere, you know. Stay right here.
You can't stop me. Eat my dust.
Beautiful. In the near future, you can't even make something like a walk. Like, based on something you really love, and then someone like, oh, copyright!
Just getting started.
Is he not dying?
Kill rising. Almost ready.
Yet. I'm not doing that much condi damage. Yes, I could throw in. Just in case. Need more damage, more food. Does that make sense?
You can't stop me. Eat my dust.
What the heck? Why won't they die? Put on so much condi stuff. Condi equip and everything, but they are not dying.
Adrenaline rising.
Don't know why. exhausting. Really exhausting. Yeah.
I don't have enough energy.
Oh, I didn't even realize that I had auto walk in, but apparently I did. But I almost did my job. That should be the last walk. Yeah. Anyway, I'm actually thinking about making some future. Currently have this idea that, like, a long time ago I had this YouTube series? Can you call it series? I don't know. Videos that I've uploaded where like played different songs on music instruments. It was 2. Like doing literally live performances currently as a single person. So not really that special or doesn't sound too great. It does sound good. Currently playing by ear, basically. That's like how I've been doing it for all my life. And yeah, I had these 3 videos. First one was Final Fantasy Overworld theme. The second was The Legend of Zelda Song of Storms. Very famous. And the third one was Lord of the Rings, The Shire. And like the past week I've been doing what was it? Oh, there's another one actually. Another one. I made Natalie's theme, Legend of Zelda. Wind Waker. And I've recently published a video where I've like done also the Legend of Zelda one, this time Majora's Mask Lockdown on the first day. And I also have like practiced 2 different also the Legend of Zelda Kikuriko Village, but there's like missing a lot more for it. I've practiced Secret of Mana, The Dark Star, but only the opening. Gonna take a little bit of time. But recently I've like pretty much finished Secret of Mana, What the Forest Taught Me, and that's probably going to be the next YouTube video that I'm going to do. Build those 2 instruments. Yeah, I like music. That sounds weird. You say like a lot of it. But yeah. Another thing I'm thinking about is like kinda doing something in the direction of meme review about Guild Wars 2. Like, but it's probably going to be more like a reaction thing instead. Because like reviewing isn't a thing for me. I have a lot of people who play Wildstar. Like I have a lot of friends who played Wildstar. Yeah, you can just play the sandbox now. People are waiting for private server, but that's another story. I have a lot of friends who play Wildstar, and there are a lot of people who were praising like Wildstar is this holy thing that is so difficult to play and awesome. And I've been playing Wildstar. Like, do you have content clear? I pretty much have content clear. The only exception is like
Whatever it is you're doing,
this
it's not going to work.
what is it called? Prime level. The Prime. The Genetic Archives Prime. I didn't do that. But aside from it, I've technically killed every boss I've seen in the game. Every boss with it. And afterwards I switched to was 2 since Wallster was like when the developer said that Wallster is going to be shut down. Or not the developer actually, the publisher. Whatever. So yeah, I've been streaming 2, but I've been playing like Guild Wars 2 and writing for quite a long time. I've done Fractals 1 and I have people say like that the World of Warcraft is really difficult if you do Mystic. And when I've seen fights like Doom CM and analyze them in how difficult they are and everything, and all that kind of stuff, it's really interesting because Guild Wars 2 in comparison with Wallster and World of Warcraft, even though I haven't played it, to me, none of them really seem difficult, like more difficult than the other. Like, don't get me wrong, Wallster had a lot of difficulty. Guild Wars 2 also has difficulty. There's also some differences since Wallster put a lot of his difficulty or its difficulty on punishing the player for doing mistakes. In Guild Wars 2 there's less of punishing mechanics. Of course there's like KC, there's a punishing mechanic where it's like insta kills you when you fail something. Then we have like Doom CM where if you get hit by the black guy, it's not punishing. It's not really that punishing as if you would like wipe the whole group. Then, like if you had this Doom's not in. I don't know, the shadowy person that runs around. He gets you. There's a high chance you die, but it's not a guarantee for the whole group, for the whole try to wipe. Of a group to one, and that's like biggest difference to Wallster. Like there are more mechanics in Wallster that insta kill you, but since the start, Guild Wars 2 has also implemented quite a few. But like the thing is, like both of these games go a lot onto positioning. Positioning is key. Where you stand is important. Then there's also the second factor that a lot of games implement is like the difficulty of time. You have a certain time frame where you have to do the stuff, like kill the boss in this time frame. You know? So that's really interesting. And TC. And so it's like really interesting. And there's another thing is like single mechanics were in the fight. Also these effects, like you have to do something in a certain time again, you have to do a certain damage in time. Kind of stuff with it. And then there's like these special things. There's the difficulty of communicating, especially in big groups. There's the difficulty of organization. There's the difficulty of reaction time. The difficulty of filtering the skills into categories. You have like these skills that you only use for damage, skills that you use, skills that you board and all. Right? So you use a certain skill in a certain moment. So there's this group of things. Yeah, so that's really interesting. And like then you have like something that's typical from P or from MOBAs, where you need to have like map awareness, when you need to know what's going. There's certain encounters in this game or that game that actually implement that too. Also interesting. And that makes me think like, what other ways are there to make, aside from what we know, what has been, and how much like not vertical difficulty but horizontal difficulty, and really interesting. But yeah, whatever. So basically, what I wanted to say actually is like, by now it's like really hard for me to actually say like, this is better or this is worse or this is more difficult, less difficult. Can do it.
Your souls belong to him.
The fight already started. I still hear the...
My army is limitless.
I'll play Condi on this. Whatever. Whatever. Gonna be fine.
You can't escape.
Sorry about it. I didn't want to yawn, but I couldn't prevent it. That's interesting. Like, I get my wisdom teeth removed next week, and it actually says there that depending on how the procedure goes, I'm not allowed to prevent my yawning. Like, I have to yawn. If I'm yawning, I have to yawn. Same with sneezing. If I'm like sneezing, I'm not allowed to hold it back. I actually have to sneeze. That purposely in the paper thing that tells you on like what to keep in mind and stuff. Still a little bit excited negative on how it's going to be, and a little bit scared too. Because my wisdom teeth are very well developed by now already. You failed.
Now we can fight for real. You can't stop me.
Blow them to pieces.
Wait. Not talking about my skin color. Just a disclaimer right there.
Refreshing. Healing trip up and
Yes, 33 stacks.
You can't win.
33 stacks! Wow. Yikes. That's funny.
Is that the best you can do?
strong.
More.
Go ahead. Hit.
Suffer. Thermal release.
We need to kill this guy.
No matter.
Refreshing.
I've had enough of you.
Please don't quote that in the classroom. Also no dogs or cats in the classroom. Also no dogs or cats in the classroom. According to Pink Floyd. One of the best. Oh, come to me! Come on, Henley. Henley the Tremendous. No, Tremulous. Sorry. Henley the Tremulous. Stupid name. I don't know. Sorry about all people were called Henley, but it's like, why not Henry? Why Henley? Why would you do that? What I'm wondering.
Armored up.
Something I would recommend. Nice. This encounter, right? This mechanic. Collect the orbs, the colorful. Something I would recommend really is some kind of hitbox that is shown to the player. So they actually know where they need to stand to collect it. I mean, it works decently enough, I guess. But from a game design perspective, that's terrible. Same with the orbs at Doom. It's just terrible. Not well designed. Yeah, shots fired, I really know it. And like, I'm like an unexperienced game designer. Like I've just recently started. If you look at the different games, like not Super Mario. It's actually, it doesn't even need to be Super Mario. It's like platformers generally. Platformers. What do you need for a platformer? You need jumping, and for jumping you need to know where your character is for accuracy. And so what people did is they made this thing that I heard people call it drop shadow. You have like a shadow below your character that shows like where you are. Since we work with a 2D screen, we don't have a 3D screen. And so they implemented this drop shadow to help people with a 3-dimensional room. And yeah, that's like a good example of why things are badly designed. It's also something that I've heard a lot of people complain about. Also coming from Volster, because Volster did a really great job on it. So I also hope that Arena is going to implement a lot more of those telegraphs. If you like the game with these mechanics, that's really what you need to do. You need to implement. Seven stacks, great. A lot of these game design thingies. Like, I'm just watching videos and listening to what people say, and at this point it's less game design actually.
You can't escape. No, I don't have
Hooray! Okay, post. Fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Fine. Everything. Nothing's wrong.
Go ahead. Hit.
Everything is fine except Article 13. 17. I actually call it 17 apparently. People told me it is called 17. Future, guys. The future is going to be really interesting.
My army is limitless.
That is a little bit slow from my point. At least we're killing the guys. Yo, he's
Nice gear.
It seems I underestimated you. But I don't need to destroy you. I only need to slow you down. I'm clipping your wings. Try not to fall to your death. A new era for Kryta begins with the return of Lazarus.
Running out of insurance.
just wanted to repair and then you aim.
Is she tapping into bloodstone shards? No ordinary mesmer could do this without harnessing the vast reserve of magic. I really want her toys.
You're living on borrowed time.
Can't see anything, Jason. Breathe. Adrenaline rising.
I made it.
I think I just opened a door
Hey.
somewhere.
Hey, no moving. I'm looking at you, buddy. Looking at you.
She's determined to keep us away from Lazarus.
That was stupid.
She's willing to destroy this place if she has to.
That was stupid.
Little hell. You've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me. It's really. I don't know if I can survive it. I still get less healing than that. Oh no, I get more healing than damage. Would make it. And once we cast this through, I need. Oh god.
Help me, please.
I don't think I'm going to get back up. But it was great.
Do you dare to face your fears? It's time we settled this.
Oh, I can heal up.
My thought exactly.
Still get damage. Seems oddly. Well. It's really weird though. This is probably going to be the last one
Make the
for
first
today.
move.
Pretty much done with what I wanted to talk about today anyway.
Go ahead. Make the first move.
Magic.
How does it feel to make it so far, only to fail?
I think tomorrow we're going to do
Know
a bonus.
is about to change. And there's nothing you can do to stop it.
The compact is sworn. Now we can fight for real.
No! What are you doing? Don't you dare!
Adrenaline rising.
Come on, resource. Come on, resource. Fuck. Finally.
Don't you dare!
Rip.
Your life is mine.
Rip Germany.
How does it feel to make it so far, only to fail?
Strong. I'll destroy you all. Gaining adrenaline. Now we can fight for real. Eat my dust.
No! What are you doing? Don't you dare!
Strong.
Image is underwood.
Surrender now, or face an eternity of suffering!
Click, click, boom.
Armored up. Gaining adrenaline.
Your death will bring him life!
You must like pain.
Just getting started.
No! Take the stupid banners off here! They really damage for fucking. Poor group, it doesn't have offering. Unfortunate. Damage. Non-damage.
My power is limitless!
That went better than I expected.
Target marked. Can't see.
You can't stop me. Adrenaline rush. Go ahead. Hit.
Crazy. Makes me crazy. Makes me out of the blue.
For hundreds of years, we have hidden in plain sight, living in your cities, manipulating your politics.
Just getting started.
Nukes. Hate this. Dang it.
Farmers, scholars, all swearing allegiance to the cause.
Hate to get hit by it.
Moment to strike.
Sometimes it's just so terrible. What the heck? Hmm. This is the moment when you press forward to forward, but your character doesn't lean forward. And then you're too slow to get to the other side. Elfin bugs. Or input like, well, I don't know what it is. And you jump off, press the key for gliding, then you press the key for leaning, and if it doesn't lean, then what am I supposed? Nasty man. It's past our raid time too now. So either this kill over one. Doesn't really matter much to me. Like, I have enough info I would like. You probably don't need to do that much. 30%, I guess, maybe. Wouldn't be nice if I could, like, target us. Fragment. Become. Yes, I got it in the target. 28. Well, less than 8%. I visit. That's a nice 8. Can't see it. Can't get a better view of a. Oh no, I lost the target. It's not good. Dang it. I have no idea how much health she has. Probably not much. Did I? No. At least dead. Dead. Nice.
Nice gear.
Right. And whew. That's it for the stream for today. Finished everything we wanted to do. Oh, how much did we do anyways? Wing 1, Wing 2. Wing 4? Except Dimers.
What happened?
And Wing 3.
Oh my. I see you've made a mess of the place.
I know it's
You
missing
shattered
Wing
the
6, Wing
bloodstone
5.
shards and caused a ley rift reaction. That would explain things.
Dimers.
Congratulations on silencing a
7
high-ranking
bosses.
white
7
mantle
bosses.
zealot. Not many can say they've done that. When
well.
you're all done high-fiving and backslapping each other, you may want to head
Yep.
down to the stasis chamber.
I also talked
What's
like
in the stasis
about
chamber?
everything I wanted
You'll
to
see for
talk about.
yourself.
Like
All
everything
I can
was
say is
like
that I
really
think we have a problem on our hands.
kind of like important. No birds. No slippery slope. And bleeding fire isn't bad as much as well anymore. Yeah, that's good points. Was fell by 1 silver in the short time that I was raiding was crazy. But it should still be worth selling, I think. People are probably not going to buy it. Materials are worth it more than actually trying to, or even selling it. Really difficult to say. Get over it. So yeah, I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Patch, Super Adventure Box, article. So yeah, that's pretty good. Yes, I think it may. Gonna stay. Good. I'm gonna say, thanks for watching, thanks for support, and yeah, until tomorrow. I think we're going to do like the rest of the wings that we haven't done today tomorrow. So probably we'll have a full clear. And I don't know what we're gonna do afterwards. So, I don't have anything else to say. Yeah. Don't let the internet die. Stay away from Article 17 and don't do anything wrong, guys. Don't do any drugs. But yeah. Until then, been a coward for today.